Back here tonight, smart TVs are growing in popularity, but there's some questions regarding the product's privacy.
You've probably heard the warning that smart TVs might be spying.
You just bought that beautiful 55-inch smart TV on sale for $300. It looks amazing. It has all these fancy features, and you're feeling pretty smart about the deal. But here's what you don't know. While you're sitting on your couch watching Netflix, your TV is watching you back. It's tracking every single show you watch, every app you open, every pause, rewind, and skip. You're buying a surveillance device disguised as entertainment. Before we dive deeper into this, if you're someone who actually cares about your privacy and what happens to your data, hit that subscribe button. You're going to want to hear this. Also, make sure you drop a like on this video and leave a comment below. Here's a question for you. Which smart TV are you using right now, and have you noticed it slowing down or behaving strangely? The uncomfortable truth about your smart TV. Let's start with something called ACR, or Automatic Content Recognition. This is a technology that's built into nearly every major smart TV on the market, including Vizio, LG, Samsung, and Roku. What it does is scan your screen or listen to the audio playing through your TV every single second. It doesn't matter if you're watching cable, streaming from an app, or playing a game on a console connected through HDMI. The TV is listening and watching. It's creating a detailed log of everything you consume. And this data is being sold to advertisers, data brokers, and analytics companies. In 2017, Vizio was caught doing exactly this on 11 million televisions. The FTC fined them $2.2 million, but here's the thing. That fine was basically pocket change for a company that had already sold years' worth of viewing data to the highest bidder. They had captured intimate details about what people watched, paired with their IP addresses, demographic information, and household data. And many people never even knew it was happening because the settings were buried deep in menus that nobody actually reads. But Vizio wasn't alone. LG had similar problems. Users discovered that their LG TVs were sending viewing information, USB file names, and channel data back to company servers even when they thought they had disabled all the tracking features. The scary part is that these data transmissions kept happening even when the TV appeared to be completely off. It was like having a security camera in your living room that never really turned off. Then there's Roku, which quietly scans your screen every 30 seconds using the same ACR technology. This information feeds directly into their advertising network, helping them build sophisticated profiles of viewers. In 2024, Roku experienced security breaches, which meant that all that collected data was exposed to potential hackers. And Samsung? They enable something called Viewing Information Services by default on most of their smart TVs, meaning unless you specifically dig through settings and turn it off, your viewing habits are being monitored. How this tracking actually works. Here's how these companies pull this off. The main tool they use is ACR, and it works in two ways. First, it can analyze the audio fingerprint of whatever is playing on your screen. It's like the TV is listening to the actual sound and matching it against a massive database of shows and movies. This is why it works across all inputs, even when you're watching cable through an external box. The TV doesn't care where the signal comes from. It's capturing the audio and identifying what you're watching. The second method is visual scanning. The TV analyzes pixels on the screen to recognize shows and content. Imagine if someone was constantly taking screenshots of everything you watch and running facial recognition and scene analysis on those images. That's essentially what your TV is doing. But the tracking doesn't stop there. Modern smart TVs also come with microphones. Some of them are visible, built into the bezels as part of the voice control features. But others are hidden. There are pinhole microphones tucked away in the frame, and many people don't even realize they're there. These listen for voice commands, sure, but they also capture ambient sound in your living room. Some models even have cameras hidden in the corners, ostensibly for facial recognition or video calls, but they're collecting data nonetheless. Beyond the hardware spying, there's network telemetry. Even when your TV is supposedly off, it's still making connections to the internet. It's logging DNS queries, tracking your IP address, and monitoring which apps you're using. This data builds a comprehensive profile of your viewing habits, and it's being used to deliver hyper-targeted advertisements. The companies call it personalized advertising. We call it invasive surveillance. The money behind the madness. This matters because data is where the real money is in the TV business. When you buy a smart TV for $300, the manufacturer isn't making much profit from the hardware. But they can make a lot more money by selling your viewing data. You're not really the customer, you're the product. Your attention, your habits, and your preferences are what's being sold. This is why feature-rich smart TVs are so cheap compared to traditional TVs from years past. The low price isn't a gift. It's the trade-off for becoming a data source. Companies like Vizio and Roku have openly built their business models around collecting and selling viewer data. They have entire divisions dedicated to managing this information and delivering it to advertisers. Samsung, LG, and others follow a similar pattern, but hide it behind confusing privacy settings and default opt-ins that assume you've agreed to be tracked. When you first set up your TV, there are usually dozens of questions about sharing data and enabling services. Most people just click yes to get it working. They don't realize they're giving companies permission to monitor everything they watch. What you can do right now. If you already own a smart TV, don't panic. There are steps you can take to reduce or eliminate tracking. First, dig into your settings. On Samsung and LG TVs, look for privacy settings and find options like viewing information services or smart interactivity. Turn these off completely. Same with voice recognition settings. These should be disabled unless you specifically need the feature. On Roku TVs, go into settings and look for advertising and ads. Turn off personalized ads and ad targeting. But here's the honest truth. Even with these settings disabled, your TV might still be collecting some data. Companies have been caught sending information even after users thought they had turned it off. So for real privacy, you might need to take more aggressive steps. One option is to block your TV's traffic at the router level. You can use parental controls or app blockers to prevent your TV from sending data to certain addresses. Another option is to physically cover any cameras or microphones with tape. It might look silly, but it works. The most effective solution is to not use the smart features at all. Buy a regular TV without all the connected features, or disconnect your smart TV from the internet and use external devices like Apple TV 4K or NVIDIA Shield. These external streamers give you control over what apps you use and what permissions you grant. They also skip the TV level spying entirely. Why this matters in 2026. As we head into 2026, these privacy issues are only getting worse. AI features are being added to TVs, which means even more data collection and processing. Voice assistants like Alexa and Bixby are becoming more integrated, which means your TV is listening even more. Facial recognition is being touted as a convenience feature, but it's another data collection tool. The companies involved know this is controversial. That's why they bury these settings in menus and use confusing language in their privacy policies. They're banking on the fact that most people won't bother to dig through the settings or read the fine print. And they're right. Most people don't. But you're not most people. You're watching this video, which means you care about your privacy and your data. And once you understand how deep this tracking goes, you can make informed decisions about what devices you bring into your home. The bottom line. Smart TVs represent a fundamental shift in how companies view consumer devices. They're no longer just tools, they're data collection machines. And as long as people keep buying them without asking questions, companies will keep monitoring your viewing habits and selling that information to anyone willing to pay. The good news is that you have options. You can disable as many tracking features as possible on your current TV. You can choose to use external streaming devices instead. Or you can vote with your wallet and buy TVs from companies that aren't built on a foundation of surveillance. Whatever you choose, at least you'll be making an informed decision. And that matters more than you might think. If this video helped you understand what's happening with your smart TV, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. Let me know what TV brand you're using and whether you've experienced any privacy concerns. Share this video with anyone you know who's thinking about buying a smart TV, because they deserve to know the truth too. Thanks for watching, stay aware, and keep your data safe.